temple. There's corruption on the highest floor. Hello, I'm Kigan. I'm going to start off with a poem, and then I was going to also, but before I do that, I just wanted to show you something that Matthias forgot to show you in his presentation. It was a cartoon reminding everyone that there's two men saying, "Let's build the temple of the Most High." One says Ego King shirt, and the other one says World Ruler. And there's two men there with one man's shirt says Truth Advocate, and the other one says Acts 17:24, which is God does not dwell in man-made temples. And they're saying, can you believe they still think that it is a man-made temple? Remember, this is not a man-made temple. It is a temple of His sons coming together and thwarting and fighting and getting rid of the beast. And that's what we're doing. That's the great work. The great work is building that temple of people and love. Okay, I'm going to read a poem, and which kind of has a little bit of a connection to it too. It's just interesting. It's called A Line in the Mind. Little by little, they're chipping away, and we're not giving up, no matter how long it takes. The light is shining through, a little at a time. Well, you take back what's yours, and I take back what's mine. We will use it to incarnate the hope that's been lost, and draw a line in the mud that no darkness can cross. Oh, I'm sorry. Draw a line in the mind that no darkness can cross. Sorry about that. Okay. So, and let's see right here. Draw a line in the mind no darkness can cross. And it says, shows the eye, and then it says, no longer a wonder of the world. The uncapped pyramid is not a wonder of the world. It was built by those stupid annunaki that made humans, which were very, very selfish beings and rotten and rude. And the uncapped pyramid, big wonder of the world. People still don't even know how to build something like that with the exact measurements that it is. With all the equipment we have today, people can't make a replica of it. There's some special way it was made, and I think it would be suitable to destroy it, because that is something that horrified people and was mysterious. It's not so mysterious anymore. It's just a stupid uncapped pyramid that will never ever rule us. So keep trying. It is a piece of garbage. It is mean and just disrespectful. I don't like it. I never did. It used to scare me, but now it doesn't anymore, because I know what it is and I know who built it. Because somebody, one of those people that likes to called the Council of Nine, that likes to contact these creatures, because what I believe happened is at the death of Christ, Yeshua, his death, after that, when he said it has been accomplished, which is, I believe, is these creature things, Anunnaki, were banished from Earth, so the Earth and humans would have 1,000 years to help themselves and become greater than themselves and do things and have a good life and learn how to learn natural law and give them a chance. And of course those beings probably wouldn't think they could happen, and that's why the Nephilim like to destroy everything and make sure people get tricked and don't read things, because they know that the limited lifespan of humans, which also Nephilim have too. They were given that limited lifespan. The Anunnaki could have like 1,000 year or more lifespan, and they purposely didn't give that lifespan to humans, so they would not remember what was going on if they found anything out. Which is also because, which is very important, because I believe that the Sumerians recognized the power of words, and that is why they were so they took such time to carve the tablets, because they knew how important it was and the future might have a chance. And they're bound, and they're about to be let out. They were bound when Christ was murdered. Yeshua, when he was killed, that's what he meant when he said, "It has been accomplished." Because I believe that he died, he came here out of his own free will and died to forgive the sin that was inherited by humans, by the annunaki that made them. The annunaki were sinners who did not have everlasting life. And when they made humans inherited that through genetics, not a punishment from God. That is wrong. And they want you to believe it. Of course they want you to believe that, because they want to be God. But they're not. They're nothing of the kind. And the Council of Nine is this people that like to contact these creatures who aren't supposed to have contact with humans. They're bound. But I believe they get contact. If a human decides that they want to contact them, I believe that they can, because the human has to contact first, because they are banished. They cannot mess with us during 1,000 years. They cannot mess with us. So they do communicate with the Nephilim, so the Nephilim can keep themselves in power as psychopaths. So don't feel sorry for the Nephilim. Don't give them your sympathy, because they know more about you than you know about how you're made. They know about energies and stuff, and they know more about you, and they're keeping themselves in power by feeding on your empathy for them. They're very good actors, and they're only here for their own purpose, just like their parents. And they want you also, they think that they're superior because they're more godly, because they have more Anunnaki in them. Well, I got news for you. Anunnakis are very selfish, the ones that I've learned about. And as a Nephilim, it looks like you have more Anunnaki in you than we do, than humans. So what does that say? It says that humans, by the grace and love of the true Most High, we have the upper hand over the Nephilim, because they are just nothing. They're just reptiles controlling the body of a human. That's what it is. Now, we can't make judgment or harm anybody who's not harming us, but if you do suspect that and they're trying to tell you a story about them, don't look concerned or anything. Don't show them any concern. If you suspect that they're one of those, just ignore them. You have a right to ignore someone, because it's not worth wasting energy on them. It's on purpose. They're very sneaky. They don't care. They only care about themselves. They have a reptilian mindset. And just because somebody comes to that family line doesn't mean that they're like them either. These things have free will. People can choose not to be one, but they can choose to be one. Be part of them. So don't judge by bloodline, because they go by bloodline. They do. But I'm saying that they are so crazy with their bloodline because they know they're more likely to have more like themselves. And when new life comes, the Creator sends good souls back to do the great work. So sometimes they'll get one of them, and they hate that. They really do. Like Jay Parker. He's a truth warrior and a hero with us together. And that's why they torment their children, because they're trying their best to keep their traditions, if that's what you want to call it, murder and rape and horrific, tragic things, fear, to put more fear out there. That's why they do that, because they want to keep their legacy. A sick, disgraceful legacy that needs to stop. And I really, really hope that the children in Guatemala, the children, I think from Guatemala, or the immigrant children coming in that are safe. I really do. Because I know these creatures are out there, and they're looking at it as a free-for-all. And I really hope that they don't get away with it, because it's just awful. I really worry about children, especially those children coming here by themselves. Hopefully there are people that really care and can help. Okay, I was going to talk again about, see, I have all this here. I had a lot I was going to do. But really, I wanted to talk about this again because on my video is too long for Facebook, and I think this is important for people to know this. So I'm going to read it again because my other video ran over time. It's about gold. The creator, from a message from him about gold, and it's not. This is inspired to believe this. You don't have to believe it, but I do believe that this is why. It makes a lot of sense to me as why so many commercials and things are trying to say, give us your gold for worthless cash. So listen to this. Gold has a special connection to beings and the creator spirit. Gold given as a gift of love has an even more powerful connection. It's a hope, like hope. Restores hope. Gold is priceless, and it helps to inspire intelligent beings, not only pleasing to the outer eye but the inner eye as well, because it inspires creativity, and you can make things with it, nice things, pretty things, things that represent you and are original to you. You can also use it for more like, that's a feminine way of using it. The more masculine way of using it is like in electronics and things of that nature, which is a good use for it too. And it might have even more we don't know about. I don't know, but I really think that this might be why. It is not only pleasing to the outer eyes, but the inner eye as well. This is why money is no longer backed by gold. It's purposely manipulated so the majority cannot afford it or has no choice but to sell it. And we see the continuous con of cash for gold. Annunaki said that gold belonged to the gods and would use it as a treat for greedy dictators. The sadists, blinded by greed, only saw gold as a valuable status symbol and would never know its true purpose. They didn't want the masses to acquire gold because they can inspire them to contact the creator spirit, who is their father. The creator spirit, the Father, the true Most High. Now I will read a little bit about trying to catch up on the human origins topic. Okay, I was on the top where they were creating a female. It was created so the Anunnaki women didn't have to carry the Adamu and then they called him Lulu, which was a primitive worker, and then they called the female, when the female was ready, they called it Tiamat, which was that planet I was talking about, and I mentioned that last time. The Eden, which was Iraq, was where they were originated, and why I believe that there was a big thing about over there, because I believe that they knew this was going to come out soon, or sometime. I don't know how they know. They probably got people and things telling them, contacting things you shouldn't. Like that. I forgot to mention, when I was talking about the Council of Nine, there's this woman that contacted Marduk Ra-Amun. He called himself Tom, I think, and he said that he built that pyramid in Egypt. So, there's no mystery there. It was built basically by a reptilian-minded monster. Took them to Eden to breed, and I believe that's why the Iraq War, because there was things there that they wanted to make sure were never found, and hope that they destroyed everything. I believe. I don't know. I'm not saying for sure. It could have been just for the greed. But whatever it was a malicious intention to go over there in the first place. The Eden is when they were done, of the world, earth, labs, and technology. The Eden was the caged land for the Adamu. The prototype workers, female, could not bear children from males of the hybrid slave species, created many prototypes of species that were unsuccessful and tossed aside like useless objects, which probably projected fear into the universe. And I can imagine the suffering that those creatures went through because they were not supposed to be. And I'm sure that they were very deformed and suffered a lot and were probably just killed or left to die. Enki's, I think it's Enki's son, Negajudu. I don't know how to say it. You got to look on podcast 160. He sequenced the genome of Adamu and Tiamat, and they were lacking 2 chromosomes, and they spliced it to create the new Lulu worker species, creating 23 pairs of chromosomes for procreation. So that's how it is. 23 pairs. So that's how we got, human has 23 pairs of chromosomes, so 46 for every human. And what's interesting is that those with Down syndrome that have the extra chromosome, 7 plus 4 is 11, which 11 is a great number of truth. And those people seem to be very honest and loving and they're just wonderful people. And some of them are a lot even greater people than some people who don't have that issue. They're just full of love, and they make you forget all your problems because they're so great. And I love that commercial where they're in a race for the Special Olympics and one of them falls down and the other ones go back and help them up and they all run together. That's just beautiful. Those people are very inspiring. And I think they are blessed to have an extra chromosome because they seem to enjoy life and just live it and be lovable people. How they were able to make Lulu reproduce in they could issue DNA from the rib of Adam and DNA from Tiamat, the rib of Nema, inserted it into the rib of Tiamat. So they took the Enki's son's DNA and put it in the rib of Adam, and then they took the rib of a female annunaki and inserted it into the rib of Tiamat, which is Eve. I don't know where that word Eve ever came from, but now I've got to go because I'm going to run out of time again. I got a lot to catch up on. I'll see you next week.
Began to speak. Security couldn't get her down. She was